Hey, Shalom, Akim. This is Yahweh Tazak coming back with another video. I want to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Double honor to the elders, great millstone. Much love and respect to you brothers out there doing the work of sincerity and truth. All right, I just want to get into an example of how the heathen and these 2/3 are going to be amazed at the strangeness of our salvation. That's an example in the scriptures that happened to one of the heathens, and a certain men of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai were delivered, and this heathen witnessed it. All right, and this is also future prophecy that's going to be played out as well in the latter times when the elect, the 144,000, the 1/3, are going to be delivered up into the chariots of Yahweh Shai in the latter times. So I want to just get into that, and hopefully it'll be encouraging to brothers' spirits on how we have to strive for the truth unto death, and just continue to be in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai on a daily basis. And it has benefits, and the reward is great. This is Wisdom of Solomon 5:2. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for. Right. So why is it going to be strange on how we are delivered, or how the men in the scriptures were delivered? Because it was through power, man, of a higher power, in order for an act to be achieved as those that are done or spoken of in the scriptures on earth, man, that no man could do. So that's going to be the strangeness. That's what they're going to be amazed at and fear and be troubled, because the whole time they thought we were just as ordinary men, or the elect were as ordinary men, but they weren't. They are not, man. They're chosen, and they're covered by the spirit and blood and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. So I want to bring out an example proving that this prophecy has always been fulfilled, and it's going to be ultimately fulfilled in the latter days when the elect are finally redeemed out of the second captivity, spiritually known as Sodom and Egypt, Babylon, which is America, all right, which are going to be delivered from the land of the north. All right, so I want to go ahead and bring out an example, go into the book of Daniel. All right, Daniel 3:24 says, Then Nebuchadnezzar the king was astonished, and rose up in haste, and spake, and said unto his counselors, Did not we cast 3 men bound into the midst of the fire? They answered and said unto the king, True, O king. He answered and said, Lo, I see 4 men loose, walking in the midst of the fire, and they had no hurt, and the form of the 4th is like the son of Yahweh. Then Nebuchadnezzar came near to the mouth of the burning fiery furnace, and spake and said, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, ye servants of the Most High Power, come forth, and come hither. Then Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego came forth of the midst of the fire. And the princes, governors, captains, and the king's counselors being gathered together saw these men, upon whose bodies the fire had no power, nor was any hair of their head singed, neither were their coats changed, nor the smell of fire had passed on them. You see, so going back up to Daniel 3:24, it said that the Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, was astonished and rose up in haste. Why? Because he saw the strangeness of their salvation. Because he was moved in great anger, and cast in these 3 men that were Israelites into the fiery furnace that was exceedingly burning hot. That the ones that casted these 3 men into the fiery furnace were destroyed. They were devoured by the flame, by the heat. But these 3 men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they were covered by the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, that Yahweh Shai was there with them, protecting them. All right. And he was astonished at the strangeness, because I was strange to him. All right. Because at that moment, a higher power had intervened and took care of those that strived unto the truth till death. And that's exactly what they say when you read Daniel chapter 3, the whole chapter, going back up to chapter 3. All right. So I'm going to continue on to read verse 28. Then Nebuchadnezzar spake and said, Blessed be the power of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who has sent his angel and delivered his servants that trusted in him, and have changed the king's word, and yield their bodies, that they might not serve nor worship any god except their own power. Therefore I make a decree that every people, nation, language, which speak anything amiss against the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego shall be cut in pieces, and their houses shall be made a dunghill, because there is no other God that can deliver after this sort. Then the king promoted Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the province of Babylon. All right, so point is that the heathen were amazed at the strangeness of their salvation. This is an example